To another video, and I'm this Jackie, your tech expert, ready to give you some wonderful tips. So last week someone told me about a homebrew installation. They wanted more details, so I'm doing this for you guys. So do feel free to pop in any request that you think is required, that you want to know more about tech, and I could help out. Okay, because again, video tutorials are sometimes more useful, and yeah, let's get right to it. Okay, now first off, we need to look for homebrew. So the first thing first, we need to type in homebrew. As you guys can see, the homebrew is out. Now it's designated record, which is .sh. And once it's in, you should be able to see this homebrew web page coming out right now. Okay, now installing Homebrew is so easy. So there we go. It says indicates that you paste the Mac OS terminal or the Linux shell prompt just right above. Now, you notice that it does not say Windows though, because Windows has this already pre-installed. You don't need to do anything much for that one. This is the missing package only for Mac. Okay, so what you have to do is just copy this. Okay, and you can see there's a thumbs. Okay, now next you need to go into the Spotlight right now here, and then you need to type in terminal. No, and the terminals are being opened up, and you can see down here I've got some stuff going on. Okay, version, my terminal, session ID, and so forth. Now what I need to do is I need to allocate my terminal over to the mainframe, which is the main Mac, and all I have to do is just Control V, paste it in, and click enter, and the homebrew should be able to start up with a password requirement. Now, once you type in your computer password and click return, it's going to check and press return to continue. As you can see, this script will install the brew, homebrew, main brew, the brews and brews of bash completion, and the homebrew itself. So what you have to do is just click enter, and it will carry on its work. Now, give it a few minutes. It might take well, maybe say 5 to 10 minutes at the initial start if your COM has no homebrew at all. If let's say your COM has homebrew, it'll do an auto update and you should be fine. Yeah. So let's give it a few minutes before we hit into the next version. Hey, now it's done up. As you guys can see, all my pods have been installed. They have did an update, so the origin was 3.62 version, and they have done all the updates, and you can see the update pull requests, analytics, and so forth. Okay, now no analytics have been sent yet, nor will be during this install run. So they are fetching analytics. So if you want, you can opt out for that one. What you can do is you can copy this link, go over to the iOS Safari and paste that in, and you should be able to see anomalous behaviors and so forth, the version, and you can choose. Now for this one, you can look at the bottom where you can opt out. There you go. See? Okay. Now it is possible Google to match the random generated homebrew only analytics user ID. That means to say they will, well, match it up and also find your IP address. Oh, that's dangerous. Okay, now here, if you want to opt out, you can choose number 1, no analytics. You can also opt out if let's say there's no Google Analytics for the first one, or alternatively, this would prevent analytics from ever being sent, means brew analytics off. Okay, all you have to do is just click that. So for example, now I'm going to do that, brew confirm, going all back over, paste that in, see what happens, and it's off. No more analytics sent. Okay, homebrew also has no access as well. Okay, now what other things you can do with the customization of homebrew? Now you can also install specific packages that you want it to do. For example, you can add in cd /op/ homebrew, just like that. Okay, just by going in with your file name. Okay, you can also find Sela, which I can't find because I did not install that. Okay, so let's maybe do that first. Let's install brew, install wget. There you go. Now it will start doing the installation for the wget. Now with this being done, you should be able to get some files from Homebrew to be used for future purposes. Like for example, you want to do specific Homebrew packages, you want to do specific pod files, that should be fine. Yeah. So let's give it a moment again. Alright, it's done now. Okay, as you guys can see, all my stuff has been installed, and let's check it up if it's all fine. So they installed the dependencies, they did the upgrades, so the 2022 version. Oh, I didn't update since 2022. Oh my goodness. All the way till the current date, which is the 5th of 8th update. As you guys can see, all my little rubies are all in. Okay, and I could find all of them down here. Now you can see down here it also indicates that the Homebrew installed packages can be done as well. You can do a prefix, you can do a specific installation. Remember to add in the dash and parenthesis, okay, prefix. You can now also install your own little softwares, like for example Brewcast Firefox. So let's say for example I want to install Firefox. So let's do this. Install Firefox down here. Brew install Firefox. So once I'm in, they would do the installation for the Firefox, and they will download .js, so and so forth, doing the installation. First, they will fetch from the cast, then they'll download the Firefox. So pretty much about that one. I could download any software right now without even going through the terminal. Without even going through from the App Store. So I could install any single software that is related to Mac. Okay. Do take note that if the software does not have Mac capabilities, even if by doing this, it's not going to work. So do take note about this one. Other than that, it should be fine. Okay. Now, let's wait for it to install and let's see what it does specifically. Okay, as you guys can see, it's done. Now, there's an error because it seems there's already an app at applications, Firefox app. So that means to say it has been done. Now we pushed the version, which is the old version, and then they did an auto update for me. So I don't have to worry about this. Pretty much about my Firefox is up to date, sort of like an update. So that's fine. Okay, so my Firefox is done. I can now open Firefox, which is very easy as well. A thing that you can do also, you can do brew search, which indicates, now as you guys can see, it will pop out brew search, the different kinds of things that you can search via brew. Verbose is something that we can use as well, so that's also an option that you can think about. Okay, now also we could also look for brew info, so we could take a look at the info, currently up to date or not. So you can see down here it contains about 36 gigs and it's about 1.4 GB. That's pretty okay, I would say, given that all computers right now have about 128 gigabytes minimum. And also we can do diagnosis, like for example brew list. Then we have a brew list that will indicate what type of brews have been installed. And you can see most of it is inside. That's nice. Okay, we can also install another brew. Let's say config. Now we can do configuration. As you can see, all the little tabs down here are shown. The origin from where, the last commit was when. Okay, so roughly about what the brew is going on. Okay, Rosetta 2, that's pretty nice. I like Rosetta. It's very useful if, let's say, you're doing React Native as well. Now we can also do brew commands as well, so that we can fetch more stuff. So do explore it. Okay, as you guys can see down here, you have a lot of brew commands. For this built-in brew command, do take note, in front you need to add brew, and then you can add in the specific command like catch, cast room, list, log, and so forth. All these, okay, so all these are for you to do up. Now if you want to uninstall it, you can also use brew uninstall, which is very easy, and you can also do a brew upgrade if, let's say, you want to do so. Okay, so this is pretty much about my tutorial for Homebrew. Next up would be our pod installation for Xcode. So do stay tuned to look it up. Okay, and yeah, thanks again. Do click on the subscribe button. I would really appreciate that, and also our like button. If there are any things that you want to see, do let me know, and I would get the video up and running. And I'll see you guys.